Okay, hello. I have here the beginner's kit that we offer, and right now it is $27.95, and you do get 4 pieces of metal, all sized for the patterns that are in the beginner's kit. So the first thing we need to do is remove the staples from the booklet. And we pick the size that we're going to be working with. And today I'm going to start with the design sized for a 7x9, and it's tulips and hearts. So we need to pick out the size 10 7x9 that we're working with, and we'll set the others aside. Now the instructions do say to wrap the tin in what we call newsprint. Basically it's paper without the print from newspaper. You can use newspaper because essentially we're going to just tape our pattern on top of it. So basically we just wrap this like it's a Christmas present, which gives us good practice for the holidays. And we're gonna wrap it tight so we can see where all of our corners are and edges. You don't need a lot, just a few pieces to hold the paper in place, protect the metal while we are doing the punching. So then we will want to find the center, which this is 7, so your center is 3.5, and by 9, so 4.5. And most of the patterns are lined with the perimeters of the tin, so you can just lay that on there and fold the edges over and tape that down as well. So now that we have the pattern in place, then we need a piece of board. You can use 1/4" Luan, you can use pressed particle board. You just need a good hard surface that you can penetrate into the wood to get the size holes that you're punching for the tin on the design. So the instructions also say to use push pins. Now using push pins, it will keep the tin in place while you're punching. And I need to get... Alright. With the kit you get a basic point tool. And because I punch so many, to help absorb the shock into my hand, I wrap all of my tools with just this sticky sports tape, so I can hold it easier and it doesn't hurt my hand as much. So you get this point tool, and then you can wrap it with something to make it bigger and absorb the shock. So I have a few pieces here that I can practice on. And on your hammer, you have it. Usually I use an 8-ounce hammer, and I want to use the full weight of the hammer to do like borders and the outlines of anything. So I'll use the full weight of the hammer, keeping my hand at the back of the handle. So when I want to get a nice deep hole for any outlines and get consistency, I get those that size. And then I want to reduce it down to do a little bit finer detail, and I'm going to choke up on the hammer to get what I'm going to call a number 2 hit. Still using the weight of the hammer, not the swing of the hammer. So then I get a number 2. And then there are some details that I'm going to want a smaller hit. So I choke up on it, basically, again, using. So there I have a 3, 2, and 1 hit to do the design. So the design will have 3s on here, 2s on here, and 1s on the insides of the tulips and the little curly cues. So we'll get started. Sometimes we use push pins, sometimes we use tape to hold the tin down and keep it in place. Today I'm just going to use tape because it's easier, quick and easy. So I typically like to start in the center of the designs because the tin will start to curl out and create a bowing effect, which we will take care of after we're done punching. So I'm going to go 2s, and I'm the 3, just to show you what I've punched so far. There's a 3 and this is a 2. Now I'll continue on with the rest of the design and then I will be back. Okay, so I punched all of the design. I just chose not to do the corner motifs of this particular design, but you can see how it has a curl to it. So in our instructions we do have in there to use a rawhide mallet to release the bowing tension effects. So you need a semi-soft surface and lightly tapping it where you've punched to release some of that bowing. And also you can overlook the design and find where you missed any details, because I see I missed the center of one of the tulips. So you can go ahead and finish any portions of the design that you may have missed after you've given it an overview. Now I'm punching what I call 1, just doing a fine detail in this tulip. So go back to tapping it out. Now you don't want to tap it out in blank areas because the edge of the rawhide mallet could imprint on the tin. Alright, so now it's not as bowed, the tension's not tight, and you're ready to do the unveiling. Now if you plan to make more than one of a particular design, you'll want to save the paper that the tin is wrapped in so you can use it for your second one, because now it is sized for what you want. And we don't handle any of the tin with our raw hands until we spray it with a clear coat. So there's the design that we just punched, the 7x9 in the beginner's kit.